In the bottom left, it is SHIN. And the top right, it is Future. Is this Zest, by the way? This looks like Zest to me. Oh, that's an aggressive depot if I've ever seen one. Can we put it maybe here on this ramp or something? Don't know. The plan is going to be a wall down here. And probably go 3cc behind this. On Dynasty, interesting map as well here for these two to play. This has a back door from your main base and a gold base which doesn't have, basically is blocked with the minerals. And then it has a purple gas on the outside, a green gas on the inside. You can expand here or there or on both sides. If you expand on both sides, your probes are going to have a terrible time mining, by the way. But yeah, it's very easily harassable from the outside. So a base that's very valuable, but super difficult to take, especially if you play Zerg and need to use a lot of melee units or queens to try and rotations for your defenses. And yeah, a Terran can secure that a little better once they have a tank. Tank's very good in securing these bases, but also harassing on the other side, for example. So this is a very aggressive marine expand. Why do I say aggressive? Because, as I already said, this supply depot, this barracks, they're really far out there. If there would be links going across the map, you would just lose the game. There's no counterplay, there's no, alright, I can defend this with SCVs, you're just gonna lose the game. And yeah, he also needs to use a lot of travel time to get in position here. Oh, he's really going for the kill on that Overlord. And now, so he has this is clearly planned out. This is a planned out, a practiced strategy here, tactic from Future. He's gonna get these two Marines, so he can definitely snipe that Overlord, even if it just goes left-right. He doesn't need to chase it. He can confirm the kill before the links get across the map in a standard opening. He can get back with the barracks into the wall. He can even maybe save his SCV with these Marines rotating down there. Yeah, so it's a beautiful, well thought out opening here. And meanwhile, he does get his gold base in the back up and running. Maybe transfer a few workers if you really want to keep that going. Now we see the Hellion in production with the reactor on that barracks. And it's gonna be a starboard here. On the other side, we haven't really touched on this, but SHIN is gonna take the outside gold with the purple gas. And I think this has just been seen by this SCV confirmed. There's gonna be a roach run as well. This can give you some very powerful timings if you want to go all in with this. But it can also just help you really propel yourself into a very healthy mid game. And yeah, once you hold that position though, it's gonna be tough to really kind of play a trading game with a hatchery that far out. And you really kind of need to get this base, this fourth base here, as a connection up and running as fast as possible, if you want to play a long game with this one. Tack lap here on that barracks, potential for Stim to come in right now. We're gonna see what's gonna be in a moment. So far as only being Hellions produced, we do see a Liberator, and there we go, Stim on the way. Armory! Alright, so there we go. It's Marines, Stim, maybe Comet Shields, I don't think so, but yeah, Marine, Halberd, Liberator. The Liberator could go for harassment. I'm kind of expecting at least one medevac to go with this, but because yeah, I mean, it's just so powerful with those Halberds, right? No, he's gonna go into a second Liberator. Very interesting strategy. So Future has been really on the cutting edge of inventing a lot of stuff as well. Really playing a lot of off-style brands, very cheesy strategies. This Liberator unfortunately is gonna get scouted. Roaches are gonna set up behind the space. And there's no tank, remember, so he needs to kill this with his Hellions, but he really wants to make them Hellbats, so everything he loses, any Hellion he loses, he already loses down. 2, it's gonna be a terrible thing to happen. He's even gonna show the Hellbats now. Ah, this is not it. Liberator also falling here to a spore just being set up there. Nah, Future. That's not it. I mean, I would have loved it, the first Liberator, if he would have just set it up here. Then he doesn't need to trade his aliens. Everything's really falling apart. He's trying to move out with a little bit of bio, but they don't have any concussive shells or stim yet, so he's just losing all of his bio before stim finishes up. Cyclones now finally are gonna push this back, are gonna clean this up, but we do still have this Ravager biling actually 5 SCVs here, or killing 5 units in total, biling 3 SCVs there. And there we go, bio follow-up is gonna come up and start here. Man, this is definitely... That's a shame how things have gone here. So, I really wanted to see this work, but now we're never gonna know. It looked like a 2 Liberator Hellbat push with Cyclone reinforcements and a lot of Marauders. These Marauders might have been reactively... Actually not sure. But it's just not gonna happen. We do have 4 Cyclones now. He's gonna get an Overlord. Gonna kill a lot of creep. Trying to make happen what he can with those Cyclones. No Link Spin yet, so he's kind of safe on the map. As we see, the tech was very low here from SHIN. He really committed a lot to that attack. And yeah, it didn't really look that great, but it actually did reset everything that Future wanted to do. So in the end, it really threw a spanner into the gears there for our Terran player. And yeah, roach speed on the way. The lair, of course, is done. Everything's looking like it should be going good here for SHIN. And he's still scouting with an Overseer. This is gonna get denied by those Cyclones. But these Cyclones, they fall off very, very quickly once they... Well, they will never get a speed upgrade and they will not have any mech upgrades, so... Whenever there's gonna be a push, you don't expect them to be microed as much, so they lose a lot of potential, because they are not really the best outer attackers, to be honest. Concussive shells on the way here. A lot of Marauders being produced. Smart choice against such a roach-heavy composition here from a Zerg player. Going into more and more links now. The station pit on the way. And yeah, we'll probably see some transition into Lurkers or Vipers soon. But it might just end before that. We're gonna see how much this attack is gonna get done here. It's almost biling down that first barracks already. Gonna lift up 2 of those. And yeah, this one might even burn down. If you can get this small army here, which is so isolated on the left now, this is gonna be a great move. I think this is a move that might cost you the game here as Future. Man, he's just overwhelming this. He's trying to save as much as he can, but in the meanwhile, yeah, he's just losing everything. Everything's just falling apart. He's trying to come with these reinforcements, but I mean, things are not looking rosy. These reinforcements also are kind of isolated again. They're not fighting with the medivacs. We do see this barracks landing, and it will burn down in a second. Boom! And I think this landed barracks is a symbol. It will symbolize the end of Future in this first map here, at least. Everything's getting biled here. SHIN is actually really good with his biles. It's a funny thing to say, but I consider him, Reyna, Dark, and Cyril are definitely next level bile players. That's a very interesting thing to say, but Cyril might be the weakest of these ones, from only on their bile micro. But I feel like bile timing and micro from SHIN, Dark, and Reyna, specifically those 3, are extremely good with those. And Sarah can kind of do it all, right? It's very hard to argue. Oh, he biled his own links there, and that was a misbile. But GG is gonna be called here. SHIN is gonna take game number 1, and yeah, take the first map of the series. Stuff from him against our yellow Terran. Next map is gonna be Amphion. Alright. Bottom left, SHIN. Top left, Future. To be honest, not really looking that excuse me, not looking that hot in the last game. Kind of a lot of executional errors, it felt like. Medivacs not with that bio army coming in from the bottom side, for example. It wasn't really pre-stimmed, it wasn't pre-healed. He was kind of falling apart a little bit tactically there, strategically. Not in the actual strategy, but like how the pieces moved. And SHIN really abusing that fact on the map. Didasy, the defender really has to rotate a lot. So I really like the strategy idea from Future. He was going for a Hellbat push with a lot of Liberators. I kind of really wanted to see that work out. And I like the ideas with that barracks, floating, killing that Overlord, like getting tiny edges, right? It's something really cool and something that can really add up, especially if you get those in the early game. Those are things that are not expected to happen. You're not expect to lose your Overlord at 3 minutes to 2 Marines. Because it rarely happens. And that's something where you make your opponent very uncomfortable. He needs to spend 100 minutes again on that Overlord. He has a lot less vision now. So he cannot really monitor the start of the main base. Again, this is an interesting choice here. Getting that barracks just a little bit tucked away inside your own main base. And he's gonna wait probably for 2 Marines until that Overlord's commit in. To scout that wall. And then he can just kill it again with 2 Marines. And he also puts the fear of a proxy into the head of SHIN. So I really like these things. Like how Future is playing this. And he's gonna show the Marine here for now though. And the Overlord doesn't even go in, he's just gonna go back. Second barracks, okay. There could be a third barracks here. Reactor. 2-1-1, huh? So the reactor first signalizes a 2-1-1 because you need to get out the reactor first to get the Marine count up and running. And I think this should be a 16 Marine drops with probably 60 Marines. You never know though. Sometimes 14, sometimes it's 18 with 2 standing guard. It's definitely gonna give him a lot of units here. There we go, Tech Lab coming up next. Then once this factory is done, there's gonna be the starport. The Tech Lab is done, there's gonna be Stim. And it's gonna be another reactor here. Let's see what he gets first, I really am curious, it's been a while. There we go, Stim first, now he's gonna get the reactor, I want to say, and then the starport. It could be the starport and then the reactor. I think this bunker might have been a little bit extra money, which he usually uses in the build to get the things out he needs earlier. Starport coming on, reactor with it immediately. And SHIN is, interestingly enough, expanding towards his opponent, and he is not mining out this fully. Oh, there we go. Never mind, drone is on duty. I think this is definitely an important thing to do if you're a Zerg player and really want to have this. You just want to have everything as open as possible, basically. There's very few scenarios where you really want to have a wall, like a tight wall as Zerg. But most of the times you just want open areas. Bunker is gonna get sold. Might be just in a little bit of an unfortunate timing. If he still would have that, he could have already shot those links they are trying to come up. Those lunks. What is he gonna make here? Gonna be a depot? An engineering bay? Nothing for now. It's gonna be just a few depots to finish off the wall. So yeah, 2-1-1. As I said already. The double medevac coming in a bit here. Stim about to finish. Marines should be high enough in number. 3rd CC on the way. Yeah, so this is the 17 Marine 2-1-1 where you have 16 Marines in the drop and 1 to, yeah, defend the entrance. Combat shields on the way here. SHIN did see this now. And he already has everything, every queen in position. Every queen in the world is in his position. Baneling Nest on the way, Carapace on the way. Things are looking good for SHIN. Should be able to defend this. He has a lot of links. I don't think he's gonna lose anything. He can get out positioned though. He needs to be a little bit careful. If you rotate into the main now, suddenly there's nothing. Oh, as I say, nothing. Nothing is a spore and it has a plan. The plan is to kill the medevac. Oh, can he touch it? Oh, this is so low already. And now you're kind of stuck here, right? There's 4 queens here. There's a queen and a spore on the other side. You're gonna lose a medevac. Definitely, there's no defense matrices in this game. Get out of here, future. This is, wow. Already done. This opening is done. That's like, so done. It's so done, like, if you get this as a stake, it would be pitch black. That's how done it is. My god. Put him in a box, yeah, definitely. I mean, wow, thank god those Marines have those combat shields now inside the medevac. We do see a little bit of an attack here, but mostly Lynx getting just killed by those Marines here. I don't want to miss that medevac flying into anything, because I really want to see what it exactly dies to. If the Spore Crawler is gonna get the big lead, or the Queen gonna get the kill here, or on top even adding another Spore Crawler here to potentially reduce his Queens here. I think he needs to send an Overlord here, so he can get, like the spores, they have an animation, right, where they need to turn to that target first. So if they see the target coming in, they should turn a tiny bit faster. So it's like a split second you gain there or something. But they turn before they can shoot already, because they have the vision. And there we go. D.Va is talking to you right now, because SHIN apparently likes D.Va. I don't know. And then there we go, some Banes setting up here. But yeah, this is all the pressure, man. It's like 2 minutes or something of nothing. Pure waste. Such a good defense. Fourth CC on the way here. But this is basically an unhindered SHIN. He wasn't harassed at all. I mean, look at this. Nothing really happened yet in this game. And this was a 2-1-1 opening, which definitely puts you behind in tech a little bit. As the Terran, it feels like. You're not that good in growth. The tech, I mean, the tech is not terrible, but your army is not that big. Your growth on the economy is not that big. And your Fallout tech is not that fast. It's like the middle of the road build from Terran. It has a powerful pressure, but that's basically all it is. It's kind of there to control the flow. But if it doesn't do it, because, well, it's just defended as heavily as it was here by SHIN, you have no control as well. So you're just middle of the road, you're not specified, you're not good in any regard. You kind of need to crawl yourself back in this game. He's been doing that by trying to keep his upgrades on point, getting his 4th CC up and running here, getting his extra production up and running, producing a few tanks, and going then into Widowmine drilling claws to try and push into those mine pushes here eventually. Mine situations. I was gonna lose a few Marines to those Banes. Rather like it for future actually. Trading some here. And casting. Usually look, but always enjoy. Thank you for always looking and always enjoying. Hope you have some good times. Yeah, showing why 2-1-1 isn't this thing. I mean, this is definitely a positional error. Oh, yeah. Good reaction. Good reaction. Could have been way worse. Oh boy. But yeah, he feels just like tempo-wise and everything. He feels like so far behind, right? I mean, this is already the Hive coming up here right now. We do have good upgrades on the Zerg. He has so much control. He has so many bases. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. I mean, the Terran, I mean, he's really catching up on this department. But it feels like SHIN has been just doing what he really wanted to do. He made a big army, but he never really committed to a big fight. That's one thing though, but yeah, now he's definitely gonna crush this position, if you ask me. Getting all Marines there in the knock. Those tanks trying to focus fire for dear life and do what they can. Oh, I didn't see it. Who did get the kill? So he moved it in over here. I think this queen got it. That's the queen. He has 2 kills. And we know 2 of those kills. One of those kills is actually 9 kills. Bo. Alright, 3-3 upgrades coming online. So that's something at least. If you get those, he's having a very good pace on his upgrades at least. So he's gonna be ahead in upgrades for quite a while here. The hive is finished up, so definitely something that SHIN needs to fix up. He has his upgrades finishing now. He needs to get that carapace as soon as he can. Going into the attack upgrade first here for range. But this is a situation where, well, we have both players kind of going onto each other's throats right now. This is such a big army here rolling in. Gonna completely go into the production here, but only Ling Bane in the production. Tanks are in very cool positions here. I like this. They're gonna stay alive and save the day here for now. But he's gonna lose everything on the outside. All of the locations he had secured for himself. All of the CCs are gonna die. And now this is the situation where you have like this one Baneling, right? Can it hit? One Bane. If you are playing perfectly as Future now, I think you get the game. Just because your army looks way better than the one from Zerg. But if you hit one Bane into these clump of Marines here, then things might change in a heartbeat. That was not the Banes you were looking though for as SHIN. Good enough splits from Future. He still has something here, a few Marines killing off this area as well. And yeah, the base though is forfeit, so this is everything he has left. This location is basically what he has, and this is the army he has left. While SHIN is still producing. He's losing most of his tech now. Let's take a look. He actually lost everything. He can't even produce links or queens. These are the last 2 links for quite a while. Definitely a mistake. Should have thrown down that spawning pool a little bit earlier. He's trying to throw down this extra hatch, but he still has mining locations. He still has a few queens. He's gonna actually get... Oh, he still has 2 Vipers. Wow, let's have a look at the unit counts here. Those 2 Vipers definitely do change the math. He can pull Medivacs. He can parasitic bomb Medivacs. He can grab the tanks. He can blinding cloud the big marine clump. He doesn't have any Banes though. Keep that in mind, so there's no need to split. As Future, you can kind of just stay like this. Oh, I don't know what you're doing right now, mate. Okay, so you just wanted to have this big bio ball as a full ball in the retreat. And he needs to build up CCs or depots at this point. He's just making everything, a little bit of everything. He has a big bank, man. He had like 2k minerals or something like that. But we do have that money in, as you can see, in the army reflection here, in the army value. This army is pretty big from SHIN. And it's looking really good. It's looking very fierce. It has a lot of links, but it still has 14 hydras, is quite much. And once that Bane nest finishes up, you can just link Bane his way to win, I guess. He's a lot lower on the worker count than I would like. This is so weird, man. You have so many creep tumors left. You should still start using them. So many active creep tumors. You should definitely start using them. He's finally going ahead. Oh, kill this, man. You saw this, Future. Kill it. There's no scan required. Yeah. Can't let that happen. And SHIN is just keep on expanding to the right. That's such a cool position, man. I love it when games get this messy. And finally we're back onto production here as well for Future. But he had to spend his whole bank to get his production up and running again. And now he can't really reinforce the army as much as he really wanted to. Oh, Viper's grabbing a tank. Yep. Cool. Cool for SHIN. Not cool for a Terran player Future. He has no factory right now. I mean, that's also a mistake, right? You didn't lift the correct buildings at the correct times. So in the end you could have saved more, but you didn't, and you need to put more bank you had into reproducing that. It's gonna cancel this base. Good quick cancel here from our Zerg player, and I think he wants to grind this out with these 2 Vipers. That's the idea. Probably gonna try and retake that base. He has 3 bases still. So it's 3 bases against 1 right now, but Future is trying to retake his natural. That's not a good engage. I'm gonna throw down a parasitic bomb. Might have not been the best decision here. It's gonna throw down a second one. If you lose a Viper, that's not worth it, but like this, I can see it. And when one more, he's gonna kill one of the medevacs. One more, and he definitely gets most of them killed. And there's no starport, remember. If he can kill those, I mean, this is the one. We're finally gonna see some production up and running here. Definitely need to get some more SCVs out. He does have 2 orbitals at this point again. So it's technically 3 bases here for Terran, and we do have 3 hatcheries for Zerg. Going into a hive again. Should retake this base here rather sooner than later. Again, 60 workers against 28. Definitely a big edge here for our Zerg. I feel like he kept enough alive to really get a good comeback, and if he can get one big fight in his favor, he should be able to take the game. Oh, Bane's coming in here. Can the connection happen? Not for now. Oh, Tank's getting blinding clouded here. That's what you want to see. 2 medevacs getting adapted. All the valuable units are gonna fall here. The anchor points are gonna fall, and Future's gonna call the game. GG. Shin taking a beautiful, beautiful base trade game there. Really cool stuff. Love to see it.